All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of NYC Adoptee. I am currently sitting in the car waiting for alternate side parking to be over. If you're a New York City driver, you know all about that. I also am sitting here editing the previous day's footage. Yesterday was day 13, today's day 14 in my 30-day explorative journey in which I chronicle my identity struggles as a Korean American adoptee and really just trying to get out of this stage of stuckness that I'm at. At the end of yesterday's video, I had some interesting takeaways. And I realized in watching this footage many times that I've kind of transitioned to a new phase of this project. Exciting, a little unnerving again. I had gotten in a nice rhythm of kind of linearly looking through my life, and for the first time in my life putting it out there and, speaking about it, analyzing it, thinking about it within each period. Now that those paths are kind of concluded, relatively, now comes the more abstract work. So I don't know quite how this is gonna play out, but that's part of this vlog. I'm kind of just filming as I go. I have to figure out a way to explore and convey the interaction between all the points and all the storylines and all the details and facts that I've unearthed, and figure out how they culminate, and then translate that to a beneficial kind of another foundation, a secondary foundation, so to speak, off of which I can move forward. Because that's the goal of this whole vlog, is to be able to move forward, to get unstuck. So I'm at the precipice of having a foundation off of which I can move forward. I'm very close. I've done all these sub work. Now it's time for the work. So that's going to be today's video. It's going to be a little jumbled, but I'm going to finish this time out, my term, jump on the bike, go for a ride, clear my head, and then I'm meeting up with a friend, a Korean adoptee friend, as it is. I'm going to catch up with him, and who knows? I don't know, but I got some thinking to do. So come along for the ride. Let's go. All right, guys, so I am currently on the way back from Long Island. I just went out for a morning ride. I really needed to clear my head and try to just free up some bandwidth here. I'm going to meet my friend, a Korean adoptee, for lunch. I haven't seen him in quite some time. Very excited about it. But as I was saying in the car this morning, this project has kind of, as of yesterday, shifted a bit. I am now transitioning from the more linear look at my life and try to just map out what happened, right? Because I think most of us don't consciously weed through our lives as they're unfolding. Things just kind of happen, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you realize you're somewhere you don't want to be. So this is the beginning of this video was that phase where I really realized I was at a spot that was uncomfortable and I needed to do something about it. Then I went about kind of looking back over my life and trying to figure out the different steps that happened and in what order they happened. And throughout that process, I learned a lot about myself. I also found a lot of cycles that are kind of cycles that I was completely unaware of. And that made a lot of sense. I made a lot of connections, connected the dots between a lot of themes in my life. But most importantly, I laid everything out. That was the takeaway from the first stage. Everything's out in front of me now. Not on paper, but I'm getting to this point. I'm getting to the point where I want to get it on paper. But I had never really done that before. So the process was very therapeutic, and I think where it's led is that now I need to make the connections between all the material that I put out there. So I made this analogy before, but it's kind of similar to, you could say, a chef or a painter, right? Like a painter needs his tools, he needs his palette of colors. I think I'm going here. He needs the raw materials to paint the painting. So I've now identified the materials and the paint colors and all of that, and I have that all in front of me. Now I need to actually paint with it and try to make the connections. make the connections between all of these different things that I've laid out. So it's kind of the exciting part, but it's kind of, this is the real heavy lifting. So not that the past episodes haven't been hard work, but it's kind of uncharted territory. You know, I'm not reporting facts or documenting things that happened. I'm now trying to think abstractly about how these things connect, and also how to get to a better place. That's what this whole project is about, is moving forward. So I went backwards, which set kind of a foundation for this next phase, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm thinking, I guess I haven't shared this yet, but I'm a drawer. Nice. I'm a drawer. I'm a painter. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. And I haven't done that for quite some time. Now, I distinctly remember my phases of getting into painting and getting into art as being, like, when I actually look at it, I would do them at times when I was feeling kind of alone, and it was just a therapeutic thing for me. And I think what that tells me is that is a form of expression for the things that are less tangible that I've used in my past. So I think, based on that, I think this is the point in the project at which I switch over to perhaps an artistic endeavor, or you know, thinking differently. Not so much reporting on the past, but more so something that maybe doesn't involve words and articulation, but just requires pure expression. And I think that's the route I want to go. So I'm kicking this idea around. I first mentioned it to my fiance this morning, saying I think it's time to paint. You know, which seemingly doesn't contribute to me getting a job or anything, but it's getting me to this place at which I can make sound decisions regarding what I want to do, what I should do, what I'm good at, right? Like getting me to that phase where I can actually make that call. So I don't think this is the wrong way. I think this is the right way. I'm gonna follow my gut. Like I said at the beginning of this project, you know, like I said, I think I just need to do this project in its entirety. I was saying, it feels right. I don't know why, but I think I need to embark on this journey right now, and that's what I need to do. I feel that way about this next phase. It's different than what I'm used to and how I recently have coped with things, but it's what I need to do. So I'm going to enjoy this ride. I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I'm not going to film the rest of the day. I'm kind of going to just chill, let this marinate, and then think about ways to portray, what's the word I'm looking for? See, here's the problem with this method. Convey what I'm feeling and the connections I believe to be in existence within what I've found in the past 13 days. So that's really the plan for today and the next couple videos. I do have a wedding coming up tomorrow. Well, in 2 days, but no, tomorrow. So there's gonna be a day. I'll bring the camera, but it's someone's wedding, for God's sakes. I don't need to think about this. And it's the day's about them. So I probably, in all cases, gonna put the camera down and pick back up the day after. But I will be thinking about all of this, and then I'll just start drawing. Just like I started filming, I'm just going to start drawing. So that's the plan. Hopefully we get some open road here. Would be nice. Just saying. Too many cars. Get out of here, guys. Get out of here. I also did want to say, it's been a slow growth, and this channel is an experiment. I don't expect anyone to like watch the whole videos or anything. This process is a means to push me through this process, this journey, right? So I'm posting it up here because part of me wishes there was someone else who was stumbling through this that I could watch, and perhaps my algorithm is just off and I can't find it. But that's kind of my hope, is that this is of use to somebody who just needs to see someone else stumble through it, so maybe they can embark on that journey. It's also just motivation for me to keep posting, like having the you have to post every day thing. I guess I go straight. I don't know. It's motivation that gets me up in the morning and it's like, okay, what am I going to get into today? So it's really for me as well. These are very long videos, I know that, and could certainly be cut and, you know, rearranged, edited much tighter, but I don't want to do that. And I think I like filming every day. I like, or maybe, you know, later on, it's after the first 30 days, maybe it turns into twice a week, 3 times a week, I don't know. And they're, you know, a little more fine-tuned. Maybe that's the angle, maybe that's the switch, but for the time being, for these first 30 days, I'm really committed to leaving a bulk of the work in there and really just showing my discoveries in their raw form. That's kind of what this is about. So I'm well aware that these are 40-minute videos. That's what. So I put chapters down there, so you guys can skip on through all the shit you don't want to hear, or you can click on through, because that's likely what I would do if I was you. But I did just want to put that out there. This is despite the traffic, this is a fucking great ride. Feels really good. The air is so fresh right now. God damn. The air is so fresh as I sit behind this Cadillac. That's how deprived I am of true country air. Living in the city, it's like, oh, this is great. Smells like 30% gasoline, not 80%. This is amazing. Oh, this is the infamous merge. I hate this shit. Usually this is like car, we're passing through like crazy. This merge is like horrendous. You gotta floor it. Look at that. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Is that 43? I gotta get off on exit 43, baby. That's my calling. Alright. So, it seems like we are getting close here, which is great because I'm right on time. I guess one word of encouragement I want to work in here, and I want to make a video about this. It's about depression and therapy and how to interact with it. My opinion. I'm not a professional. This is me as an individual who has been to many different therapists. I've been on antidepressants. I've been with this journey for a long time. Slightly misguided until recently, but I've had friends and other, just in passing, you know, I don't know, therapy has come up a lot. I guess I attract that kind of conversation. But the thing I'd say is, for me, this process has been the most therapeutic, hands down, in all of my years of searching for purpose and trying to come out the other side at a slightly better place. This is my method that I found works, and this is completely trial and error. 100% trial and error, and it just so happens to be the medium and the method that works for me. So I would suggest, if anybody is thinking about therapy or how to grapple with this subject, you don't, like, I'm not saying do this, but I would give therapy a shot for sure. I'm a big proponent of therapy, talking things out, trying to figure things out. To me, the reason I didn't just continue down that road is because the hour time frame wasn't enough. In this thing that I'm doing right now, I'm talking for like 4 hours a day. I'm like beating this subject into the ground, and I would need thousands of dollars to do that with a therapist. So I guess I've taken a lot of the methods and the approaches that I've learned through working with the therapist and applied it to this process myself. So I'm not a certified therapist, or should, you know, but I felt like from my years of therapy, I knew enough to kind of keep myself in check and put the guardrails up for myself. So that's why I decided to go with this method. If you are dealing with depression or struggling in any way, shape, or form, I highly suggest therapy. I think if you find the right person, it can be a great way to deal with and like do what I'm doing is like pull out all this stuff from your life and try to make sense of it all. I think there are huge benefits to therapy. Has to be the right therapist, has to be the right time, and you have to be a willing participant. And not just that, you have to be the one driving the ship. Like, in my opinion, a good therapist is not going to like feed you lines and assessments of things that they think are going on. You have to come to a conclusion, and they help you get to that conclusion. So I would say be mindful of that. I've had a few friends ask me like, should I do therapy? And I'm like, if you want to, if that's a road that you want to go down and you just need an assistant to help you through it, then do it. If you're hoping that they're going to discover stuff about you and be able to turn your life around, don't go to therapy, because that's not how that works. You're going to be disappointed, you know. So anyway, those are my thoughts on like how how therapeutic this process has been and why it has been as successful for me as I believe it to be. You know, I guess I have structured therapy and a history with this type of work to thank for my ability to execute these sessions by myself the way that I have. Yeah, just wanted to share that. This is a pretty I don't know where I am. I'm somewhere in Queens. I'm going to meet my friend in Queens. I've never been really this far out. I think this is by like Whitestone. I think Whitestone is that away, like further this way. But very suburban, but not suburban feeling. Odd spot. Pretty spot. Go get me the hell out of my God. This is Astoria now, I'm fairly certain. I think I've been here before. Yeah. Oh shit. 36th Street, right here, baby. Get me off this fucking bike. I'm ready to not ride for a day or so. It'll be very nice. Very welcomed on seat time. There we go. Oh, thank God. I was ready for that to be over. Give me a sec, I'll do my sign out. For the next 2 days, I suppose.
Oh my God, just perfect timing as I arrived. My boy arrived in his fucking awesome car. Let's check it out. Are you okay with me being on camera for a sec? Look at it. Oh my God. Fucking Transformers. The coolest guy on the block. I'm not a car guy, but if I was, that would be in the mix. What's up?
Oh, good to see you.
You too, man. Excited. I got to do my sign out, so I'm gonna say goodbye. And thanks for tuning in for this one. I'm gonna end the day here. I'm likely not going to shoot tomorrow because we have that wedding, so I want to really celebrate our friends. That's what it's about. So I'm going to tune off for a day, come back refreshed, and start this new chapter that I was kind of stumbling through today. I don't really have a full solid idea yet, but we're getting there. We're at this next stage. I'm at this next stage, and I'm excited to try to push through it, because I think on the other end is salvation, is where I want to be, where I'm trying to be, where I need to be. So I'm gonna leave that there. Thanks for tuning in for this one, guys. I will see you guys in 2 days. Peace.